Honorable Minister for External Affairs from India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, Madam, the Secretary of Foreign Affairs from Mexico, Your Excellency Juan Ramon de la Fuente, Permanent Representative of India in the United Nations, Shri Harish, ladies and gentlemen. Today I stand before you primarily, I think, to talk about the third of the three pillars that they've laid out at the heart of development. Quite honestly, development and most of development gets fueled by technology, and every big spurt of growth that the world has seen has arisen out of change in technology. And this particular wave of technology, driven by artificial intelligence, which is seen as a horizontal technology spanning across various sectors, is probably the last opportunity that countries of the global south, including India, have to truly grow rich and prosperous before they grow old. And that is why it's critical that this is a wave that the global south has to ride, and this is when these gaps would get filled in a sense. And which is why India, in hosting the fourth in a series of AI-related summits, has chosen the message of impact as the key message. This is something that the Prime Minister has personally intervened to say that we need to look at the impact element of what is happening with artificial intelligence in the world. We had a situation, we started with the AI Safety Summit at Bletchley Park in the UK in November of 2023. It moved on to a summit in Seoul, and February earlier this year, the summit in France was entitled the AI Action Summit, and now it's time to actually show impact. So we've moved, and that is partly how quickly AI itself pivots in terms of what is possible and how you came from a situation where you needed heavy capital investment, a lot of resources to be thrown in order for AI to be possible, to a much more nimble version today, which is possible to actually deliver growth and development. Earlier yesterday, in fact, we heard from a colleague who said that 70% of use of LLMs, particularly of the Gen AI LLMs, are on fairly frivolous matters and not on serious development-oriented work. And this is something that we have to ensure that AI truly works to create impact. It works on projects, it works in areas like education, like healthcare, like agriculture, like manufacturing, to create the kind of impact in terms of improvement of efficiency, improvement of productivity, which can make a huge, huge difference. And that's where I think India's approach to AI truly comes in. We are not looking to throw too many resources at this. We believe in frugal innovation. At the same time, we believe in creating impact in the right areas. And that is why it needs to focus on those specific areas where impact can happen. It needs to focus on inclusion. It needs to ensure that nobody gets left behind, both within a country and across the world. It needs to focus on data-driven decisions being taken, data being used more extensively, more widely. And that's clearly where India has also scored in the recent past, particularly in terms of building and using robust digital public infrastructure, both for a development journey within the country and as an offering that we can offer the global south today, in having human resources, an AI-ready workforce. In terms of AI skill penetration, India ranks currently the highest in the Stanford AI Index. In ensuring that we are governed using data, a data-driven governance framework is something that we are working at, and also ensuring that we are open to innovation. It's the third largest startup ecosystem in the world and primarily driven by the private sector wanting to innovate. And the model for AI development that India has adopted through the India AI mission is fully encompasses this philosophy and this approach. In terms of AI compute, we haven't invested billions of dollars in actually establishing that facility at one location from the government or from the private sector. What we have done is fuel the private sector to establish this facility of their own accord with an undertaking from the government to buy it at a price which is today at about 78 cents per hour, is half the price of what it is available anywhere else in the world. So that is one way in which about 38,000 GPUs of AI compute capacity has been created in the country within a year. And fundamentally on the back of a promise that it would be bought when needed for use across the country. And this is a model which is sustainable for anybody in the global south. Likewise, when it comes to the datasets platform that we have created, today more than 2,000 datasets are part of it and growing rapidly. We've created the creation of foundational models, sovereign foundational models for the country, which is something which is focused and which deals with the specific problems that the country has. In fact, one of the foundational smaller models that we are working on actually works on medical diagnostic practices from EEGs. How exactly do you predict what kind of health issues could arise? From X-rays, what kind of health issues could arise? So many of these are very specific, very directed, and very oriented to what is truly needed to be an inclusive mechanism, also because we are a country which deals with 22 languages, official languages, and many more. And we need the data, the wealth of knowledge which is available in all of these languages to be collected and used, and which is why the applications and the models that we build ensure this. India has the potential to become the application capital of the world and is already doing that. And that again is very crucial because that is where the actual deployment of artificial intelligence takes place. And that is where the possibility really exists of not just ensuring that problems of the common people are solved, issues of development are resolved, governance are resolved, and you actually see impact in the various economic sectors, but also because that is where the youth of India would get employed, the youth of many of the other parts of the world would get employed. Somebody has to actually deploy these models. Somebody has to go out there and say, this is how the model would get deployed. And for all of this, skilling is absolutely vital at all levels, from the level of awareness of what AI is and what it can do, from everybody being aware of this particular area of technology and growth, because again, it's horizontal, all the way up to PhDs and people who are going to do research in this area. And that's what the India AI mission supports across the board, from awareness level to the lower end aspects of data annotation and putting together the data sets, all the way to the research angle, all of those. And then, as far as AI governance is concerned, the main objective is to ensure that we have a safe and trusted AI that everybody can actually use with safety. But at the same time, you don't have regulation that impedes innovation. In India, we believe that we have adequate laws to take care of some of the problematic aspects of AI, whether it is deep fakes, misrepresentation. Existing laws take care of some of those issues. Equally, we have a data protection bill which ensures that the data principal, the person to whom the data belongs, has control over the way that personal data is used. And they can decide how exactly it is done. A legal framework which can support that. There could be other issues. The government stands ready at any point to intervene if there is a need to legislate. But we believe that this is not the time to legislate. This is the time to really innovate and allow innovation in this area to flourish, and which is why one of the biggest startup ecosystems is also in India at this point in time. So this is how the entire India AI mission has been structured, and this is a model which many agencies, development agencies and others believe is extremely suitable for adoption in the global south as well. And which is where I think you would see a lot of this impact if you did come and visit the Impact Summit to be held in New Delhi on 19th and 20th of February in 2026. It's going to be a week-long event leading up to the summit with an expo and with various other events, including hackathons intended for youth, for women, and also a mechanism of making sure that we select through a pitch fest successful innovations and successful startups who can raise money for AI applications, in addition to, of course, a research symposium. So all of this happening all at the same time, a huge expo where more than 400 startups would be showcasing what they're doing. Most of the leading companies would be there. And this is truly an effort where everyone is involved, whether it is the governments, the companies, international organizations, the civil society organizations, academia, everybody is involved in this, and we would love to see you all there in February. And I'm looking forward to your support to truly make it a success. Thank you very much.